Hey everybody. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Having some nice weather. Should start cutting hay again first thing in the morning. Hey Mr. Steve, how you doing? Should start putting some hay on the ground first thing in the morning. Hey Tony, appreciate y'all coming in. If y'all would shoot us a thumbs up. Hey Charles Cruz, everything's going good on this end, buddy. I hope it is on yours. Been working on videos from the race last night. Still got at least one more we gotta get put together. But we should have some hay cutting going on tomorrow. Hot there in Florida? Yeah, it's hot here too, buddy. Thank you, Mr. Steve. Hey Mark, how you doing? Yeah, it's gotten hot after the hurricane. It heat got right back hot. Great camera views. Appreciate that, Mr. Steve. They're gonna have the Blue Ridge lake models at Lakeview this coming weekend. Thanks, JMS 24820. I appreciate that. Appreciate all y'all watching and giving us feedback and supporting us. High 60s there today. Hey, Yorkshire George. Going pretty good. Hope everything's going good for you too, George. Yeah, it felt like 103 today. I don't remember what the actual temperature was, but I remember it said it feels like 103. That's why y'all can hear that fan running in the background. Started to go cut hay today, but we try not to work on Sundays as long as we can get by without it. And I think we're still gonna have enough good weather that we can cut tomorrow and get it made. Hey Gordon Bright, everything's going good. Hope so with you too. 97 there today. I think it was in the low 90s here, I believe. We've got just a little bit of the hay got mashed down a little bit, but not enough to even consider it any damage on our hay fields. Almost all the corn was gone in my area before the hurricane, and most of the tobacco's gone. They're getting ready to start spraying the cotton, so it'll be ready here shortly. We're gonna shoot for a fourth cutting on some of the hay. I think we're gonna have enough time left, as long as the temperatures don't start dropping at night too fast on us, then we'll should possibly get a fourth cutting off a couple of the hay fields, especially the early ones that we're gonna get the third cutting off of. Pretty often, Mr. Steve, we have cut a field or two 5 times, but it depends, on if you have trouble and stuff holds you up. Every little bit you get held up throughout the season comes off of the end, so it could go either way. If you don't have rain like we didn't this year at the beginning, then we gonna sacrifice on the back end also with less cuttings. But our third cutting hay does look good, so that's a plus. It's been real wet there, Mark. I would have thought we caught up on the rain. Yeah, Gordon, is coastal. Yeah, our hay is coastal. Yeah, I would have thought we was about caught up on rain before the hurricane, because we did start getting rain, but I think we were still about 4 or 5 inches negative or drought before the hurricane, so we should be pretty evened out right now for the year. Trying to decide if I want to put new knives on the cutter before we start in the morning. Hey, Backyard Garden, appreciate you coming in. If y'all would shoot us a thumbs up. We doing good on this end, Backyard. Hope you are also. Yeah, it is, Mark. I was going to actually try to cut Friday and Saturday. Start cutting, but the ground was too wet. Wasn't really no standing, but the ground was just wet, and I didn't want it to not dry like it should. Third cut is rolled up. Good deal, Mr. David. Good to see you too, Backyard. Have a blessed Sunday yourself, buddy. Y'all finished baling it up today, Mr. David? $552 bales. Hey, Ag Wild. Yep, that's a good deal. You think y'all gonna be able to get a fourth cut, Mr. David? Should have time, as long as it don't get too cool at night. I'm gonna shoot for some fourth on some of ours. I'm gonna spray it anyway. As soon as we get it out and cutting the rolling off of it. No fourth cut there, Ag. Y'all are gonna try? Good deal, Mr. David. Yeah, I think it'll happen. Like I said, as long as it don't get too cool. But with our tractor being low on horsepower, it makes it cutting a lot faster if I'll keep new knives on our cutter. So I'll probably stick a new set of knives on it again in the morning before we start. There's a lot of guys around me, or several guys around me, that's starting to find army worms in their field. Have any of y'all had or ever had problems with army worms? Adventure Road, smash the thumbs up on the way in. Well, I sure do appreciate it. Mark, no fourth cutting there this year either. 90 acres. Yeah, I haven't found any yet, but we looking, we going every day and walking out into fields and keep an eye on them. It tends to be worse. What little bit of experience I've had with them after the hurricane, that's when I've had trouble in the past with them, with the army worms. Hey 69, appreciate you coming in and chatting with us. I'll try to use the GoPro tomorrow some and try to get some different angles with us cutting some hay. We actually broke the GoPro last night at the racetrack. And not even getting to cut your new alfalfa. Just didn't get the rain. Yeah. That no rain made it tough on us the first of the year. But we was lucky enough that we got some coming in there at the end, later in the year. Adventure Roads, $5. Thank you, buddy. New show, 1,300 tractors crossing Mighty Mac. Great job there. Sure do appreciate that, buddy. Wish you could push some rain away. Hey, Flat Earth. Appreciate you dropping in. Get me a swallow drink. Give me 1 second, y'all. I carried the little mini bike or pit bike that we've been working on. We actually carried it to the racetrack last night and it worked out real good. Saved a lot of walking. You need some reindeer for your food plots. We're gonna take a receiver hitch, the tube that you would weld under a truck, or to make a receiver hitch. We're gonna actually mount one of those on the bottom of that little mini bike, so we can actually just put it right on the receiver hitch and put a pin in it to haul it, to save from having to load it in the truck and strap it. We put it on the little cargo thing on the receiver hitch last night, but I had to strap it down and unstrap it. Hey, Boneyard Garage. We sure do appreciate you dropping in and saying hi. Shoot us a thumbs up if you would. Within the next few weeks, I don't know exactly when, we're gonna probably swap it back around to about 7:30 on the live, but I'll let you know in the week leading up to it, or the Sunday before it. I'll let you know for sure. Try my best to. Hey, SOT Metalworks. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Probably try to cut about 50, 60 acres of hay this week. The weather's supposed to be good up until Thursday afternoon. So I think we'll have time. I don't want to cut much more than that. Might even stop around 40 acres. Just depends on what the weather's calling for when we finish cutting tomorrow afternoon. Already hit the like button. Good deal. When we get through cutting tomorrow, if the weather's looking still good and they haven't shortened our window up none, then that'll determine how much we cut on Tuesday. Then we'll run over it and tedded it if it needs it. For sure in the thick spots. Do any of y'all ever had to deal with the army worms in your hay fields? I don't know if that's in other regions or if it's just in this area. What about ants? Some guys spray for ants in the field, some don't. I really don't. We put out some granular stuff in our yard if you get fire ants in your yard. They haven't been too bad this year. I know when you hit the fire ant mounds with the disc mowers, it just turns them to a cloud of dust. Spray for army worms kills the ants. Yeah, y'all go ahead and prevent spray, don't you, Mr. David? That way you don't have to be walking and checking the fields and worrying like I do. Hey Mark, appreciate you coming in. Haven't seen any sort of insects in the ground. Yeah, that does make it easier. Like I said, then you don't have to worry about steady checking them, checking your fields, because if you don't catch them fast, they can sure put a hurting on it. I used to care a lot more about not having the fire ants in the field when we run the hay bind, because it would stop them up. But with a disc mower, we don't have no trouble. Tick birds. Pretty much at most of our hay fields is cows right around them. And you'll see them birds out in the field, and if I ever see a lot of birds in a field that I haven't been seeing birds in, then that's a sign that there's something out there that they're eating. So we need to be on extra alert to checking stuff. For me, y'all gonna haul the hay tomorrow, Mr. David? Cloud of dust in the field while working? No, it don't bother. No, it makes me feel good when you hit them fire ant beds, because them babies don't mind biting me. It would be bad if it threw them up on the tractor with me, though. Never had it to happen yet. I hope it don't tomorrow. Weekend. Found another international or case 5140 that we got a phone call in on. The guy's supposed to call me back tomorrow, so we'll see if that leads anywhere or not on that tractor. And it actually has a front end loader, so that would be good. Yes, sir, Mr. Mark. He's all healed up and doing good in the welding school. He's actually still excited about it. Okay, that's the one you was telling me about that got stole. Yeah, this one's got a loader. No. He wailed so much at school that he don't like to mess with it out here. Oh, sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to kick the tripod. Yeah, he don't, when he gets home, the first week or so he was out here in the shop practicing welding and showing me the way that they was doing stuff. But the past week or so he hasn't been out here too much. The biggest thing that I noticed that I liked is the difference in that helmet. that I've mentioned that several times. It's unreal the difference in the good welding helmet versus a regular one like I got. Does it have a Cummins in it? Oh. Does what have a Cummins, Gordon? I can't remember. Oh, the tractor. Yeah, that 5140's got the Cummins, the 5.9. Yep, I had to think for a second. The sheriff found it about 6 miles. If you'd have found it before then, you could have brought it to me, Mr. David. That 5140 should run what we doing for hay with no problem, wouldn't y'all think? Awesome hay tractor's good. Yeah, girl, she won't be pleased. "13-foot conditioner." Is that the same 5.9 that's in the Dodge trucks? I'm pretty sure the Dodge trucks has the 5.9 Cummins, or did have. What kind of trouble do they normally have out of them? What's some of the common issues? Early Dodge 1990s. I really hope that he calls me back, because I don't want to miss this one, because this is a great price. As long as if it'll crank up and load itself up, I'm gonna buy it. As long as nobody hadn't beat me to it. But he's supposed to call me back. Hey, AJ, how you doing? She trains bird dogs, so you imagine she's pretty good with a gun. Yeah, she probably is. Everything's going good on this end, buddy. We gonna start laying hay down first thing in the morning. The SLC, you doing all right, Brian? About bulletproof. Coming in to pound that thumbs up. We sure do appreciate it. Pressure switch for the power shift. They're bad but easy to change. Check all the ranges in the transmission. Got a lot of hay to cut. Yeah, we're gonna start cutting first thing in the morning too, Brian. Hey, Monty. We're doing good. Hope you're doing good also. different than the tractor. Hey, Scotts. Yeah, we've actually found another 5140. This one's 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and it has a loader. And as soon as we found a listing, I messaged the guy and got up with him. And I mean, it was literally a few minutes after it was posted. But I thought there's one person ahead of me, so he's gonna call me in the morning and let me know what the deal is. But if he calls me and I'm next in line, we're gonna get it, because it's a price that you can't say no to. Yes, cabbed, but I don't know a lot about it. You know, then that's being honest, truthful. I don't know, because the guy didn't talk to me much. There was one other person's ahead of me, and he told me that if that didn't work, that I would be next, and he wouldn't talk to nobody else other than telling them that where they at in line. Not many of them come up. They keep them, never trade them. Yeah, this is an individual, got this one also. Get the serial number. It ain't gonna be time for none of that. As soon as he calls, I mean, if more than likely the other guy's gonna buy it. Whoever beat me to it's probably gonna buy it. Because if I would have been first, I would have bought it. I wouldn't have hesitated like I do on, you know, when it's a lot of money. And it's still a lot of money in my book, but for that price and that much of a tractor, you know, if I go try to get numbers on it and go do any checking, it's gonna be gone. It's not gonna stay. Oh yeah. I've been looking over a year now, or right at a year. The thing's gonna have to work though to outwork that 574s we got. Don't want to get no bigger tractor and have to let it sit in the yard and let the 574 do the work. There don't nobody around here sell tractors is the problem. Yeah, there ain't no, if anybody's got tractor, you know, that's got some age on it and it's in halfway decent shape, they just don't get rid of them. If they buy new, they buy new ones and keep the old ones also. It's supposed to have air conditioner. Now the shift, all I know is it's got some kind of lever on it. They call that lever something. A reverser, maybe. On all the ads that I've ever seen on the tractors, they call it something. It might be a reverser or something. Power shift. got a good deal on your 4240S 17.5 delivery from Pennsylvania. Yeah. The 20-second video sent you of it running. You don't have to clutch going back and forward. Well, how would that be compared to the, I'm trying to think which international I was bailing with my buddies last year. It was I think it's a Magnum 125. So I don't know nothing about the newer stuff, but I know his was real easy to operate. I don't know if that would be kind of the same as that 5140 or not. The MX 125 replaced the 5140. Okay, so that's gonna be, I really liked running his when I baled hay for him last year. That was real slick to operate. Probably the same thing. Good deal. See, I want to know what the MX 125, what all them gear shifters and all that's called, you know, power shift or whatever. I wouldn't know nothing about all that. That's the good thing about having all of y'all though. Y'all can give me information and help me out. I can help you fix your old international stuff though. I got the old stuff, the work on part figured out. 656. Looks had hydrostatic. Nicer loader work. Yeah, and it's got a loader with it, so that'll sure help out a lot if we're able to get that phone call tomorrow. We can go get it. I know as far as us loading hay and hauling hay, that loader is gonna come in real handy. Is the air conditioners and stuff hard to work on the 5140s if there's a problem with it? If there's not a problem, it will be one day, I'm sure. Made an 806 diesel engine. Because we're going to have to add an air conditioner to work if we got to put a window unit in it. Friend had a 5120. Yeah, I found one probably 6 months or so back, but we couldn't never work a deal on it. Hey, Traveling Hoosier, appreciate you coming in. No matter what it's on, Mr. David. No, I ain't gonna knock the glass out. I'll put a window unit in that sucker before I cut it out, before I knock them out. Have a generator sitting on the front weights. Around 35,091. Hey, DLK. Appreciate you stopping in. It'll get plugged up, yeah. I'm sure. AC's not bad to work on. Yeah, I'll be trying. We have a compressor rigged up on the side on a homemade bracket with a gas motor running it if we got to. Just talking about we're gonna start cutting hay in the morning, and I found a 5140 tractor that waiting on a call back tomorrow, and it has a loader and 4-wheel drive. There's one other person saw the ad before I did, so they ahead of me. If they don't get it, then we waiting on the phone call so we can go get it. Yeah, I hope we get it to y'all. Y'all don't know how much I be looking every night, every spare minute I get, looking on ads and trying to run across the right one, like I've said the whole time, that fits our farm, our budget, and our everything. The right one, we will come across it. In front of the radiator. Red DOT makes a roof mounted AC deal. Well, if I get that baby and that happens to be something wrong with it, DLK, please remind me of that, because I'm sure I'll forget that you told me that. Get a different pump and make the loader work faster. Does any of y'all know about what that tractor weighs as far as me hauling it? Because I'm probably going to have to haul it 2.5 hours. To be sure, my dually would haul it though, I would think. Monty said a lot. I could get somebody to go with a big truck if we had to. Good with your 1 ton. 12,000 max. Okay. Yeah, that Ford don't haul 12,000 pounds. To be sure, we can get that much out of it to haul with it. So what kind of plans everybody got this coming week? Up to 10.5 according to tractor data. Oh yeah. I put that on my little homemade trailers that we haul our tractors on. $10,100. Yeah, man, we can haul that on our little trailers that we haul our tractor on now. My daddy built one of them trailers. I know you ain't gonna break it. Might smush the tires flat, but the trailer ain't gonna break. Going shopping for flail chopper and grinder mixer this week. And we actually trying to work on some more land. Some more land for, we're wanting to try to toy with a little bit of row crops this coming year. Nothing big, very small, that we can pick up old wore out junk like we got for doing hay to try it. Even with the corn, I want to do a little bit of corn for cow feed. Probably soybeans. We're thinking about trying a little bit of it. We trying to get the land lined up close by. Work the day job until parts come in for the 1086, fix that. Getting back in the cattle business. The way the price is, it's a good time to buy. Because they cheap. Oh yeah, that's what I said. I just gotta, well, I'm wanting to experiment with it. My family done it forever up until the 80s, and peas and other legumes will help. Yeah, like I said, I'm wanting to experiment in other avenues, and yeah, we got a long growing season. Like I said, and for the cows, I want to do some hay. I want to do some corn for my own feed for my cows. I'm trying to find other ways to keep the costs down in raising my cows. Because every penny that I can save just going in one end of my cow and out the other end is a penny that I've earned. Alfalfa for your weaning calves. Wish it wouldn't rain. Mark should get some more stuff done. The weather's supposed to be good here until Thursday, the last time I looked. We'll do a lot getting them fat. Hey Frugal, appreciate you stopping in, buddy. Won't be long, there'll be the auctions and stuff will be starting to fire back up in my area, and I'll be looking for some used junk to do the stuff with. Cut sides out of your corn and grind the rest. Very true, DLK. Every penny for you. Still ain't recovered from the last auction, Mr. David. But no, but if I do decide to do some of it, it's gonna be with old stuff. It's gonna be with very old stuff. I mean, hell, probably be like the stuff a mule used to pull. So if it don't work, I'll just take it all to the scrap yard. That's a wee bit too old. If I find it that old, I'm going to have to get you to show me how to operate that stuff there, Mr. David. I got one of my grandpa's mule discs. A double tree, I think what it was called. That'd be fun trying to disc up 20 acres with, wouldn't it? Appreciate you coming in, Monty. Have a good week, buddy. We got just a few more minutes, about 8 more minutes or so, then we'll get off. Can almost remember what the mule looks like. Corn picker won't rust. See, there we go. That's right. That's what I'm talking about there, Gordon. All that kind of stuff. I still kicked my butt at the auction they had at one of my hayfields first of the year. I don't even remember what kind of combine it was, but it was old, and I could have bought that thing in 2 or 3 headers for it for like $600. Yeah, I know it ain't gonna be efficient and all, but it would have been doing it if I could have kept it and got it running. It was running, but if I could have figured out how to make it do its job. But we figured out how to keep the hay balers going, so I feel I could figure out a combine. Or I think I could figure one out. Yeah, I've watched some of them videos. If I do it with stuff to eat, hay, I ain't gonna be able to. I'll have to make more hay to feed them to get them to work. I had to drag a canvas under it. Never had the power to hurt herself. Yeah, that thing was at the sale. And it was, like I said, it was running all that day out there. And nobody didn't even want to bid on it. I need to go back and look at my video and see what kind it was. Now it's a hemp farm. Yeah, there's a couple of them not too awful far from me. I've been thinking about trying to go to one of them and making a couple videos. But I don't know none of the guys real good. And I don't know if there's regulations on that kind of farming about recording it or not. 25,000 acres. Let's see, get the 2020. 700 horsepower. No, I wouldn't never be able to afford to keep fueling that. Not with that much horsepower. If they would give me the combine, I couldn't keep fueling it. Man, a bug must have went in my eye. Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to keep fueling it. All right, everybody. I reckon I'll go ahead and pull the plug on it, and we're gonna do our best to put hay on the ground starting in the morning. So y'all should get some hay videos this week. I appreciate all y'all coming in and chatting with us. The THC in the hemp is less than 0.003. Y'all have a good week. Thanks for supporting our farm. See y'all on the next one.